Hello there, Vic Benedict here. We're playing Ninja Gaiden 2 on the Series X, and this is my Mission Mode Master Ninja Difficulty Gaiden walkthrough. We're currently on Mission 23 of 24. It is also Survival Mission 7 of 8, and it is with the Falcon's Talons. So the best piece of advice I can tell you about this one, because this one can be a little tricky, the Flying Swallow Azuna drop is fantastic. But you can get even more points with it if you don't do the Azuna drop finisher. So when you're going in, where you would ordinarily press Y at the end, don't press Y. Just do the flying, do the wind run into the Flying Swallow, and then just don't finish it off. And then that's the reason you want to do that is because you can get instant kills that way. Whereas if you did the full Flying Swallow Azuna drop, you wouldn't get the instant kill bonus. I found that I was looking at some random video, and either someone mentioned it in a comment, or it could have been a thread online, but once I saw that, I was so thankful that I did see that, because I was having trouble with this one for some reason, and I'm not sure why, because it has a great move. The Flying Swallow Azuna drop, its UT is nothing to be ashamed of. Maybe I was, sometimes it's not all your fault, is the thing with these, because it is, I hate saying that it's luck based, but it kind of is, because it's out of your hands what the game is going to give you in many instances. I mean, if you're doing a UT or an OT or something like that, obviously you're not going to get anything but yellow. But sometimes, you're doing everything you can to get greens, and the game is just not giving them to you. So remember, always finish these guys off with an OT. Sometimes they can be halfway across the screen or all the way across the screen in their death throws. You could still go over to them and execute them. You'd be surprised. Like, they could even be on the ground, pretty much. That window to OT them, you'd be surprised how long it lasts. And then forward Y is unbeatable with this weapon. The Bagorian flails have a good forward Y too, but I prefer this forward Y. And then, of course, yeah, flying forward Y into OT, especially when you've got your Karma Burst, such a good way to do it. And just pepper in the Windmill Shuriken as much as you want to. It is difficult when you've got rocket launcher guys, because with no iframes for this, a lot of times you can only get off a Windmill ET if you're lucky, but that's still something. Do what you have to, I guess. And then, of course, try not to be out of range when you're doing the Flying Swallow Azuna drop. But yes, don't finish. I keep telling you to do the Flying Swallow Azuna drop, but don't do it all. You want the instant kill bonus, for sure. If you don't have the... it's just quicker, too. It's quicker. You don't have to finish the entire combo with the Azuna drop, and you get the instant kill. It's just more succinct. And it was around this point that I realized that when I think I mentioned it in the True Dragon Sword video, that once you realize just what you need to do to maximize your potential for winning, they do become kind of samey, and that did kind of detract from my enjoyment of them when I was doing it. Once I kind of got disillusioned about the whole process, and I realized how it can be seen on more mathematical terms about maximizing your potential and things like that. That's when I remember specifically being disillusioned by everything, and seeing it more as like more like a sundry task of doing this, and this. But if you don't do that, then you can have potential problems about getting it to work, because why not make your struggle the least it can be, you know? Just do what it wants you to do. You know, get your karma burst as high as possible, as soon as possible, and then go to town with UTs, OTs, windmill shurikens. You know, try to, if you can, sustain a high enough combo so that you can get killing sprees and things like that, and instant kills. Definitely, you see I finished the Azuna drop there, but maybe I wanted the iframes. That would be the only drawback to not doing the finisher. You know, you come down with the X attack and you don't have any iframes, but I think it's on normal difficulty. But even though it is on an easier difficulty, there's so many enemies constantly hitting you that it almost doesn't matter that it's not on a high difficulty. Can you imagine if this was on Master Ninja difficulty? I wouldn't have done it. But anyway, we've got a familiar wave of executors and a Resetsu. I don't know how much you get for a Resetsu kill. I don't know if you get some kind of a bonus for that or not. I'm not sure. But the on-landing 360Y with the Talons is really good to use to try to get blue essence drops from these, because I think they give you a modest amount of... Let's see how much they give us. That one. That's good. Much more than I thought. Because that's like 5 times as much as you get from one of the drops of these guys here. Maybe 4 times as much, but... Oh, we've crested 2 million, so we did it. And now we can rest on our laurels momentarily, because we do have one more to do. So I think I'm just going to clear off these. And I think, yes, the final one, as far as the numbering in the mission mode structure of the game, is the Lunar. And I don't know that it's particularly easy either, because I remember having some issue with the frame rate or something and wanting to redo the Lunar. And then I came back and tried to redo it, and then I just had some problems even gold medaling it again. I just had some significant problems gold medaling it, so I might have got... You never know if you just get lucky with a run. It's hard. It's really hard to say, but the Lunar has some really good moves that you can utilize without question. Okay, so that has been mission 23. I'll see you in the final mission, and I think in the last mission I said that the achievement will pop up at the end of the 24th mission, but I think it popped up earlier after mission 14, didn't it? But I'll still pull up the achievement and just verify it so you can see what it is. Outside of the game anyway. So that has been mission 23. I will see you in the final survival mission. Until then, please take care.